In this video we show how computed columns can be added to the list control. So you can see here that we have a list that is displaying first name and last name as two separate columns. But let's assume we'd like to define a computed column that combines first name and last name into a single field. So to do that we can actually define the calculation to occur either server side or client side. If we want to do it server side, we would actually create a custom control as we showed in the previous video. But if we'd like to do it client side, we can go here to the list builder, and then when we go to list properties here, we can see that there's a entry here called computed columns. So since this is a client-side calculation, the calculation is being done using JavaScript. So the syntax that we need to use for this calculation is displayed over here. So you'll see that the reference to any particular field is prefixed with data. So we would need data.firstname and data.lastname, and then we're going to define a new column called, say, data.fullname. So let's go ahead now and define this and say data.fullname equals data, or let's actually just use the picker over there, data.firstname plus a space and then plus and then data.lastname. So this now is our client-side calculation, and we've defined a new column called fn. So let's go now to our list, and we can see that fn is shown over there, and it says virtual, which indicates that this is a computed column. So let's go ahead now and then save that and then go to working preview, and we can see now that we've got the computed column over there. So we could also, though, as we mentioned earlier, define this using a custom control, in which case the calculation would be done server side using XBasic. And another thing I'd like to point out is that the columns that are used in the calculation don't actually have to appear in the list itself. So I can go back to design mode now, go to my list properties, go to the layout, and then remove first name and last name from the list, and then let's just move that up to the top there and then go back to working preview, and there you can see that the first name and last name columns or data which are used as part of this calculation don't actually have to be displayed in the list. So what we've shown here is a client-side computed field, but we could just as easily have gone back to this list over here and then gone to fields and then added a custom control, in which case we could have defined a server-side calculation to compute our calculated value. So what you see here is a very powerful functionality in the list to add dynamic computed values into the list, and to perform the calculation either using XBasic for a server-side calculation or JavaScript for a client-side calculation. Thanks very much for watching.